What's going on, guys? It's GBP baby. Welcome to another video. It's currently 2:26 a.m. on Friday the 29th of September, but we're going to be looking at Thursday's price action. Sorry about the late upload, but yeah, we'll get straight into things. And we can see that Thursday we had a down day just as anticipated. If you watched yesterday's video, I was explaining how I was expecting some kind of retracement, and that's what we got. We had a nice we have a very big down candle on Dixie on the daily, and you can see how we respected that 25% level after that. Remember, this is the monthly fair value gap. I'll just show you that now. So what I've done is I've marked out the monthly fair value gap from this swing low here back in October of 2022 to the high of, well, to the open of this, which is from December, and I've graded it into quarters: first quarter, second quarter, third quarter. If you watched yesterday's video, you'll know all this. But yeah, you can see that today we respected that 25% level, and we're starting to move lower. I do anticipate price again, as I said in yesterday's video, to come down into this area here. Now this is an imbalance. You can see here there's a volume imbalance, so that's why I'm anticipating price to want to return to that. Also, this swing high here, where we have this black line, which I'll just make a little bit thicker, I'm expecting price to come to that because I do believe that is a breaker high in a way, because on a monthly candle monthly chart, you can see this is a swing high before the swing low before the break higher. So we have a low here, we have a high here, we have a lower low here, and then we've broken through that recently, which is why I'm anticipating price to want to return to this area in general, not only because of the imbalance but because of this swing high being a point of reference. So that's what I'm expecting tomorrow with Friday's price action. I'd want to see a continuation to the downside. You can see we did actually close in this fair value gap pretty much. There's a little fair value gap in the daily here, so that's why again I'm expecting a push lower to run into this fair value gap, which is in combination with that um, volume imbalance. But let's drop down to that hourly and we can have a better look. You can see our price kind of consolidated at that 25% level before we hit 2 a.m. and we started to break down. We had a break in market structure here. As soon as that low was taken, we came up, offered an entry for a short position, and then from then on we've just been moving lower, but we haven't fully reached this imbalance yet. So what I've got my eyes on now is the sell side liquidity resting below here, and to be honest, I reckon once price reaches this low here, which I'll just mark out now, sell side. So once price reaches this sell side liquidity, I believe that will be pretty much it in terms of price action for the rest of the week, because we've had a crazy week in terms of expansion to the upside and retracement, as in what we're getting now. So like I said, I'd like to see if price can on Dixie reach down into that south side liquidity and then probably just consolidate for the rest of the day, depending on what time we do reach into it. But yeah, let's go to GBP, and you can see that GBP moved higher as anticipated. um, I did mark out the breaker on GBP. I believe it was on the 15-minute chart yesterday. Yes, it was here. We have a breaker, low, high, lower low. So these candles here is what I marked out on yesterday's chart, if you go check out yesterday's video. And you can see our price came down during the London session, offering a beautiful entry, and then we pretty much expanded for the rest of the day. This orange box is a daily fair value gap. I'll just show you that now. So you can see we expanded right through that. So now this should act as an inversion fair value gap, meaning that we should find support in it. And we have another fair value gap up here, which I'd like to see price trade into on the Friday. So let's drop down to the 1 hour again so we can have a better look. You can see we came down and then we expanded through that fair value gap, and look where we find support on that fair value gap, the 50% level of it. So we have this fair value gap. If you look at the 50% mark, I'm just going to mark it out for us now. I am going to eyeball it, but you can see that's about 50%. We'll make it red and we'll make it dashed, and you can see our price came down. Once we traded through it, we came down, found support on that, and we continued to expand higher, which again is pointing to me to see higher prices. This blue line is, and this blue box is also a fair value gap on the daily, like I said, but I'd like to see this get filled in on the Friday completely. So that's what I'm anticipating tomorrow. I'd like to see that get filled in and potentially reach for this buy side liquidity, which is Monday's high. There is also an imbalance, I believe, on the, is this on the daily? No, I think it's on the 4 hour. So there is there is a fair value gap resting up here as well, which price may want to reach into. So if we are gonna continue with the kind of strength that pound's been showing in general, there's potential for price to want to reach into that buy side liquidity and trade into this fair value gap. But overall, I have my eyes mainly set on this blue box, which is that daily fair value gap. So that's pretty much my expectations in terms of downside for GBP. Though I'm not expecting and much more downside. You can see how we found support at that 50% level. We then found support on top of the fair value gap, and now you can see we're kind of still treading our way up, which is why I'm not really anticipating price to come back down, because there's no reason for us to grab any more stops on the downside right now. So I am just expecting continued bullishness in general. Let's go to Euro. We can see Euro had a nice expansion as well. We ran into these relative equal highs resting above here. I'll just mark that out now. So we had relative equal highs here. Price sweeps those beautifully, and then we trace back down, filled in this fair value gap resting here. And again, the same as pounds expectation, I would expect a continuation to the upside. We have a nice swing high over here, which I have my eyes set on for buy side liquidity. That price I want to reach into, depending on how bullish Euro wants to be. Let's go on the daily, and you'll see that that red box in general is a daily fair value gap. So that's the thing with Euro, the fair value gap is much higher placed than on GBP, which suggests that Euro might be the pair to trade on Friday, assuming we are going to be trading up to that inefficiency, and that's what I'm anticipating. So maybe keep your eyes on Euro. You can see we're seeing a lot of bullishness already, and it's only what 9 p.m. in the Asian session. But yeah, I've got my eyes set on that buy side liquidity. This fair value gap I'd like to get filled on a Friday. So that's pretty much everything, guys. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Discord, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.